Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VoV podcast, episode 50. I'm bringing you the first ever repeat guest on the podcast. He's the most viewed episode on VoV. Ibrahim Awal, thanks for doing this.
I'm back. You don't just become buff overnight. A lot of people, they'll see someone who's buff and they're like, oh, I can't be like him. But we all look like shit at one point in our lives. Right now I'm fasting, so my chest is a little low. But like you could see like there's progress that's made, you know? A lot of guys just fucking retarded, man. Like I apologize for like swearing, but like you have to be very unfiltered because that's your actual thoughts, you know?
Right.
If a girl's hitting on you first, it's like a major red flag. Like
Why is that a red flag?
because they're just too bold. Like I like my woman shy, modest, you know?
Yeah.
I don't give a
That's crazy.
cancel me again. Try it. Yo, there was 1,800 comments last time on like that one of those like clips, right?
Yeah.
Guess how many of them I read? Two.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I needed motivation. It doesn't matter what hits you. You can't let anybody break your will. I've broken hearts and broken my heart in the same process. You know, I've gotten my ass kicked a couple times, right? But the thing is, what are you gonna do there? Sit there and like be sad? My mom is very strong. Like I feel like God blessed me with one of the best woman moms ever.
Yeah.
I mean, moms can only be women. I don't give a if you're gay or trans or whatever the someone's got to say it, you know? But if there's a gay person walking on the street, like, that's all respect. If you ask me for help, it's all respect. Because the thing is, when I had my ex, what happened was I used to work more because I could take her on more dates. I don't talk to anybody. I'll be honest with you. Like, if you text me, I'll give you one text back. But I'm not keeping the conversation going, you know?
Got it.
But I used to do that with her. So I used to make all these, like, little sacrifices that simps usually do because I cared about her, you know? And I still love her to this day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VoV podcast, episode 50. I'm bringing you the first ever official repeat guest on the podcast. He's the most viewed episode on VoV, and he's back. We'll see. We'll talk about the old episode. We'll talk about a bunch of stuff here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ibrahim Awal, thanks for doing this.
You already know what time it is, you know?
You're back.
I'm back. Back and better.
You're going to cause mayhem again.
You know the funniest thing happened? Last time when I posted that podcast, right?
Yeah.
I had a girl reach out. She's like, oh, you're cute, whatever, right? I'm like, thanks, I get that a lot. And then she's like, I just saw the podcast and I don't mess with what you said, you know? And I'm like, I bet, go then. Like, I don't need you, you know?
Was this a girl you knew?
I didn't even know what she looked like.
Okay.
It was like a random one, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they'll come into your request with like, oh, hey. I'm like, hi.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you go to UFT? I'm like, yes. They keep it dry as right? Because I got to do.
Yeah.
And even like, I think yesterday, one of them was texting me. I'm like, she's like, oh, can we meet up? I'm like, no. And then and after that, she's trying to text me. I'm like, I don't text. If you want to call me, you know?
Yeah.
She never called me. I'm like, okay, whatever. On to the next, you know? But I'm focused on my studies right now.
It's good. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Got this new merch piece today. Genetic
Yeah.
Work. This is your fitness account.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, people say like I charge a lot of money for those. But if you feel the quality, it's like every single person, like,
It's
they
nice.
Exactly. The quality's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about that. Let's start out with that. Let's open up. What do you consider it? Do you consider it a fitness brand, an account? Is it a business, a company? What do you envision for Genetic Work? Why'd you start it? Take us through the whole story.
So Genetic Work was, I mentioned this on the Labasco podcast, so I'm just shouting them out. Basically, I started because I wanted to show people my journey, you know? I wanted to show them, like, you don't just become buff overnight. A lot of people, they'll see someone who's buff and they're like, oh, I can't be like him because he has muscles and I don't. He looks good and I don't. But we all look like shit at one point in our lives. And then you just got to build it up over a slow progression, and then that's how you look good, you know? And the thing is, so I took a picture every single day, and every single day I posted on my Instagram. If you go all the way down to Genetic Work, you'll see day 1, day 2, day 3. And now it's like, I stopped making those posts, but probably day 100, you know?
Yep.
And Genetic Work is more of a statement, you know? It's like a brand, but it's more of a statement.
What do you mean by that?
Because, like, a lot of people have good genetics. Like, Africans have good genetics. South Asians, like Bengalis, have good genetics. White people have good genetics. Everyone has good genetics somewhere, right? And just saying, oh, he's muscular because he has good genetics that's kind of disrespectful. I'm not going to lie.
I hear you.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, how am I going to tell these guys that I put in the work too? So I got the genetics and I put in the work.
Yep.
And I work beyond my genetics.
Yep.
So I get better results, you know?
Yep.
And that's just the whole like idea behind genetic work and beyond genetics, you know?
I had a friend tell me same thing. I was like, you need to get into the gym. You look scrawny as hell. And he's like, listen, man, you have a genetic gift. It's the genetics. I'm not as gifted as you. I said to him, this is where I tricked him. This is what you can say to people when they say genetics. I said to him, I was like, you could be right. I don't know. Maybe you actually have terrible genetics. It's possible. I don't know. But I've gone to the gym 250 times. You've gone to the gym 0 times.
Exactly.
So what we're going to do, you're going to go to the gym 250 times. And when you catch up to me, we can compare and see if it actually is genetics.
That's
After
smart.
250 workouts, he is going to be in way better shape than he was at the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous to blame it genetics if you're not even putting in the work to begin with.
Yeah, you know what's interesting though? Like people would go to the gym for the first day and just start hitting every machine, and then you give them advice to go to the gym. You're like, yo, all you need is 4 machines.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm a busy guy, right? So I'll go into the gym for 20 minutes, and hit so I'll do tricep overhead, and I'll do dumbbell chest press.
Yeah.
And that's a 1 superset. And then after that I'll do incline dumbbells, and then I'll do tricep push down, right? And that's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
4 sets of each, 20 minutes. And I leave. And then my chest is, right now I'm fasting, so my chest is a little low. But like you could see like there's progress that's made, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of guys just fucking retarded, man. Like I apologize. I apologize for like swearing, but like this is a David Goggins method. You have to be very unfiltered because that's your actual thoughts, you know?
Right.
It's like they'll say, oh, Ibrahim, teach me how to go to the gym. You teach them. And next week they're doing someone else's regimen because fucking Brad told them that what Ibrahim told them isn't good.
Yeah. Who's Brad?
I don't
Brad's
even
a
know.
nobody. Brad
Exactly. Brad's a nobody, fam.
Brad doesn't go to the gym himself.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So then talk more about the progression of the account. How's it doing? I know that you've talked about the connections you've made and you're like, yeah, I'm getting flown out to Texas and all these guys, right? What is real? How much can you tell us about that? Because you said that, but you didn't go too deep into it. What can you say?
You know what happened? So one day I was just, I think I woke up, regular times, whatever. This one guy, he hits me up. His name is Preston, right? And he said, hey, brother, I like what you're doing. I have a fitness page. No, he works under a fitness brand, actually. And he's like, if you want to come out to Texas, and then we can film some stuff together. That's what he said. And I'm like, I'm not opposed to the idea. Just we can hop on a call.
How well did you know this guy? Like, was he a real person or was he like undercover trying to groom your ass?
I don't fucking know. without
this guy's going to Texas thinking he's getting a fitness deal and ends up in a dungeon.
That could have happened, but I don't know, man. Like the guy, he seemed pretty legit, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But then we hop on a call. I'm like, yo, this guy's like, oh, we're gonna fly you out for a week, but you have to come live here in the summer. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, live here in the summer. I got shit to do, bro. I got businesses to run. I got people that rely on me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yo, is it good if I'm swearing or no?
Yeah, man.
Okay, sure.
Absolutely. I think you swore in the last one. We bleeped it out. It was all good.
I bet.
So, yeah, no, it's interesting. Let's talk more about fitness. All right. So I'm not trying to ask these kind of questions, but we're going to go deeper into it. What's the main motivation to get into the gym? Because I'm not asking, obviously I want to hear your response, your story, but I'm trying to think of Brad. Okay. I'm trying to think of these lazy fucks who can't get to the gym for more than a week, right? In January, they always say in January, the gyms are packed because you have a bunch of New Year's resolution people.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's like, all right, there's a trend here. They're not going to last for long.
They're not.
Because I think that we both understand that it's pretty important, at least in my opinion, to be strong as a man, right? You need to be not only fit, but you actually have to have some power to you. What can we do to help these weaklings get into the gym? David Goggins method, be straight up with them.
I don't think you can help them. There's
no
hope
help.
for you, bro.
There's no hope.
There's no hope. It's raps. It's raps. I'm sorry, brother. It's like the thing is, you gotta look at your life and you're like, yo, my life is shit.
Yeah.
Girls don't want me, so it's right. Girls don't want me. My mom doesn't look at me as someone who she can call if someone's trying to harass her on the street. My sister doesn't look like I'm not on my sister's emergency contact list.
Oh, shit.
I'm on my sister's emergency contact list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, Okay, so these two things. If my mom needs someone to like carry furniture, I can't do it because I'm weak as fuck. When I'm walking down the street, no one looks at me.
Yeah.
I literally have people that notice me when I'm walking, and then after 2-3 weeks later, right, they'll come and talk to me. They're like, "Oh, I seen you walking the other day." I'm like, "How? You know how many people there are at U of T? Like, how do you see me walking?"
So wait, they come up to you randomly and say, "I've seen you walking."
No, because they want to talk to me.
They want to talk to
It's
you.
mostly women, yeah.
Mostly women. Okay.
It's mostly women, yeah.
Trying to hit you up.
Yeah, it's just like, but then again, it's like if a girl's hitting on you first, it's like a major red flag, like.
Why is that a red flag?
Because they're just too bold. Like I like my woman shy, modest, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's like I've had women that went up to other women and told them that they thought I was cute, and then that's how things worked out, right? But like if they say you're cute, how many other guys did they say that to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So I'm like, those ones are like, you just gotta leave them, put them to the side, you know.
But what if you're like actually the cutest guy they've ever seen?
I am.
Okay.
Like, there's no doubt about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
dude,
hear you. Yeah.
it's just like the boldness hits me in a different way.
Yeah.
Because as a man, like, you're the one taking lead for everything, right?
Right.
It's like you're the one making the calls. You're the one paying for the dinners. You're the one ordering the Ubers. You're the one telling her when to get ready. You're the one telling her what day you're gonna go out. And if she's out here, you know, making her own decisions and rules, it's like, you think you are, you know?
This is going
gonna
to be another viral clip. You're going to get canceled again.
I don't give a
That's crazy.
Cancel me again. Try it. Yo, there was 1,800 comments last time on like that one of those like clips, right?
Yeah.
Guess how many of them I read? Two.
Two. Yeah.
You know why? Because I needed motivation.
Right.
I'm like, what are these guys saying? You know, like, let me see this right now.
We're gonna talk about it more. We're gonna get into the last episode. We're gonna cover some of the heat you got. We're gonna talk about the clip because the clip blew up.
It's
the biggest clip on the Instagram account. 243,000 views.
243,000.
Originally, so Instagram updated their view count. I'm not necessarily gonna get too much into it, but it's at 243,000, and a lot of smoke.
A lot of
came
smoke.
your way.
I don't give a fuck. Yo, come try me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you want the smoke? Come get it, yo.
All right, guys. Ibrahim Awal, watch out. So.
Nah, I'm just joking. Don't come. I'm not even trying to go to jail right now. Like, let's be fucking honest, right? I got shit to do, bro. Stay in your lane.
There you go. Let's stick on it. Let's stay on it. Fitness. You've been fighting more. I see you in your garage beating some guys up, or getting your ass beat as well.
I got my ass whooped, fam.
Tell me about it. I'm gonna start this clock real quick, but just tell me about it.
Yeah. So basically what happened was, I go to two schools, right?
Yeah.
And so my other school, so my Islamic classes, 7 courses of Islamic studies at Khalil Academy, I'm starting them out. So basically, one guy there is a 36-0 amateur fighter, and he sees me. He's like, "Yo, this guy, like, he's on his shit, yo. Like, he's a different guy. Like, I'm not saying I'm some special guy from like Mars.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I'm a special guy from Mars.
Okay.
Right? He's like, yo, this guy, he has potential. Let me train him, you know? So I go to sparring the first day. First day I'm sparring. I can't fight for my life. He touches me with 5%. He's literally, like, if you watch the video, because I'm going to release it when I get really good.
Yeah.
He goes like this.
Yeah.
And my ass just flies across the room. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a garage, right? So there's like concrete on the walls. And I'm like, yo, I have headgear on, but that's not going to help anybody, you know?
Yeah.
I'm falling down. I get up. He punches me again in the face. And then he kicks me to the ground. Wait, and all this stuff is he's teaching me. He's not like actually kicking me. He's touching me, but I'm falling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's touching me, but I'm falling.
Yeah.
But that day he taught me something that was like, I feel like every single person has to realize this. And it's like, it doesn't matter what hits you. You can't let anybody break your will.
Mm.
Your will to keep on going.
Yeah.
Life's hard, bro. Like, life's shit. Like, life's fucking ass. But, like, what are you going to do about it? You're going to sit there and take the ass beating and cry about it?
Mm.
It's like, I've gotten my heart. I mean, I've broken hearts and broken my heart in the same process. You know, I've gotten my ass kicked a couple of times, right? But the thing is, what are you going to do there? Sit there and, like, be sad?
Mm-hmm.
No, you just got to go through it, you know?
Absolutely. I heard this is another David Goggins shout out. And he says that he lives for the suck, basically. That sounds super sus. I'm saying he lives for the pain of life.
The pain of life, yeah.
And when you kind of acknowledge, this is something that I completely understood him when he was talking about it. When you realize that to be found, because a lot of people are lost. That's what you hear from a lot of people. Is like they're confused. They don't know like what the meaning of life is. They don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
And he says that the answer is literally just to go through the shit and the pain and enjoy it.
You have to.
And when you do that, it might not be the happiest life. It's not the most fun life, but you're never lost. You're always
fulfilled.
found. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, 100%. And it's like, the thing is, when you look at your life, like, I don't live for myself. I don't live for other people either, but I live for myself and other people. So it's more of like a mix of both. And the thing is,
what do you mean by that?
It's because I have family members that they look up to me. You know, like, imagine being the fifth youngest and still being looked up to in your family. Like, that says something, you know?
If you had to rank yourself in the hierarchical order in your family, where would you be? Because you have 2 older brothers. You have obviously 2 parents, 2 older sisters, and a younger brother.
The fact that you know that is respect.
There you go. So
how do you know that?
Because you told me on the last podcast, man. I listened to you. We're good. We're boys. Absolutely.
That's respect, man. That's respect. Yeah, go on.
But because you say people look up to you in your family. They do. Are you telling me, I don't think that your dad would look up to you?
No, he does. He doesn't look up to me, but he looks at me as
he respects you.
No. Like, he looks at me as someone who he needs.
Got it.
And that sounds arrogant as fuck. But he told me himself, and he said, Ibrahim, if you don't help me with my pharmacy, this pharmacy's dead. Like, I can't build it up by myself. I need your brain. Like, I need you to work on this.
Yeah. So then, are you saying that you are the head of the family?
No.
Okay. So that's what I'm asking. Like, where would you put yourself? Who is the leader?
My dad's the leader.
Your dad's the leader.
My dad's the leader. My mom's very strong. Like, I feel like God blessed me with one of the best woman moms ever. Yeah. I mean, moms can only be women. I don't give a fuck if you're gay or trans or whatever the fuck. Moms can only be. I know that pissed a lot of guys off, but someone's got to say it, you know. But
this guy's going after every community there is.
Every community. No, but I mean, like, if there's a gay person walking on the street, like, that's all respect. If you ask me for help, it's all respect. But I'm saying, like, when you come to my kids and you tell him that it's okay for him to be gay, guess who's getting a slap? We'll find out later on the next episode of Voice of the Big.
Part 3. No, obviously, moms can only be women.
Exactly.
The fact that conversation is even being had is ridiculous.
It is, yeah. You know the funniest thing, before I go on to continue what I was talking about my family, but I was at my other school, right? And then one of my teachers, he's like, yo, Ibrahim, you're not him. But I'm like, yo, if he has to tell me that I'm not him, there's a discussion to be made that I can be him.
Right.
He's not telling everyone else that they're not him.
Good point,
you
actually. Good point.
Yeah.
It's true. I was actually at a point where, before this podcast ever started, I was like, I wish I had haters. I want haters. I feel like a loser.
I wanted the same shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like a loser that people aren't, like, despising me. I feel like there has to be a group of people that want the worst for me in life. That's how I know I'm doing good.
It's a necessity.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy to say that I'm now there, because I'm not going to lie. Your clip, the one that went viral, also got me in a lot of smoke.
Actually.
People at this college, at Vic, were talking shit, saying, why would he post this? He must blah, 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 blah. All gossip, all bullshit.
Yeah.
And
who gives a f***?
Officially, VoV.
My money's still up. The girls still want me. My grades are still up. Like, life's good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the funniest thing is, it's like, hate. I posted this on my story once, right? And hate is necessity. And when I say that, it's because every great man was polarizing. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was polarizing. Jesus was polarizing. Mahatma Gandhi was polarizing. I don't know, Ronaldo was polarizing. People hate him, people like him. You know? And the people who like him venerate him like he's some guy who's from Mars. Like, they can't be like him type shit.
Right.
Like, that's how they're venerated. They're venerated up there. And the people that hate him don't know why they hate him, but they know why they hate him.
Yeah.
It's like Andrew Tate. You don't know why you hate him, but you hate him, you know?
Right.
I love him, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So it's like, that's actually a necessity, and it's a benchmark. You know, how many haters do you have? And obviously, if you don't go out there trying to get hate like Conor McGregor or something like that, then it's like, it makes sense, you know? Yeah. To use as a benchmark. But if you're trying to get hate, then you're going to get hate, you know?
So what kind of hate have you dealt with? I'm sure that genetic work has caused you a bit of grief in terms of maybe some people talking shit talking behind your back. Have you had anything like that?
Talking behind my back, talking behind my back. I don't know who talks behind my back, and I don't really care.
Right.
Like, it's interesting to see. I mean, it's been getting me a lot more recently. I don't know why, but I feel like it's better that it's getting me because now I could deal with the actual emotion of it happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like when that clip got released, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't read any of them. I was just doing my stuff. Like I was just, putting in the hours every day. Like getting up, working, going to sleep for 2 hours and getting up again. But what do you call that? For genetic work, some guys are like, oh, you're not gonna make it. You're too small. Like your biceps aren't big enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, the thing is, when I started genetic work, I already knew all that. Like I'm a realist. Like I know what's happening. Like I've been going to the gym for 6 months, bro.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not gonna be up there, but people don't care about that. As long as you have like a social media presence, people are just gonna follow you, and that's what I knew, and that's what I did.
So okay, but then it's not just about having the presence. Like if you have the presence but you're boring, I don't think many people would follow. You're saying you have to have the presence, but maybe some people can relate to the journey you're on. Maybe
100%.
Maybe there's a part of your brand where some people are like, damn, I'm looking at all these like borderline Mr. Olympia looking guys. I don't think I could ever look like that. But when they see your account, you're like, oh shit, this guy's starting his grind right now, right here. I have no excuse.
Exactly.
So maybe that you're targeting a different audience, or you're sending a different message.
I've learned that through. I have like 96 posts right now. Maybe when this podcast comes out, it'll be at 100. But basically, whenever I post something that's like, like it's something relatable, like you're going through it, it's sad, whatever. You go to the gym, you get peace. Those things usually get the most views.
Right.
Like they get the most likes. They get the most engagement.
Yeah.
And then the ones where I'm like, like I'm doing really good, and you're not.
Yeah.
Like those ones.
Yeah.
Those ones get the least engagement.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because people don't want to feel like you're talking about, like people don't want to feel like you're hating on them. So when you make them feel like they're part of some form of a community or they can relate to you, that's how you can build a brand. And that's what I've been trying to do recently.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that's your audience that you're targeting. That's the thing, is that you have different people for different messages. So I think like a huge reason that Andrew Tate blew up so big is basically because he was calling people out. You're broke, brokey, all this kind of stuff, right? But people was like, good point. And you find out later, if you watch his stuff a little more, he's not a complete asshole, right?
And he walks too. Like he's not just talking.
Right.
A lot of guys just talk to talk, but they don't walk.
Yeah.
It's like you can look at a guy's problems and tell if he's walking or talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I have more problems than I can deal with, and honestly, I like it because I've realized this. It's if I don't have more on my plate than I can do, then I just feel fucking depressed. Like, I believe depression is curable and everything like that, right? But the feeling of depression is something that's absolutely like real,
Yeah.
And it just puts me in a state of like, what am I doing if I don't have too much stuff to do? I was doing my tax returns on the Uber getting here, It's like, imagine doing tax returns on a MacBook Air on an Uber. That's like, and it's sunny outside and you're getting nauseous because you could get car sickness,
Yeah.
It's one of those, but it is where it is. But you said you're talking about the family situation, but I feel like I'm not, like, I wouldn't have to rank myself. I feel like I just play a role. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom's extremely strong. She keeps the family together. Like props to my mom,
Yeah.
I think she's stronger than I would ever be, and then my dad, he's been hustling since he was like 5, bro.
Hustling since he was 5.
I mean, like,
tell me about your dad.
Oh, my dad's a G, fam. What the hell? Like,
yeah.
I mean, he was in Bangladesh. He grew up in the village, all that good stuff. But what he used to do is he used to skip school and he used to go fishing.
Okay.
And then the way how he would sauce his mom up, he would just go catch like a 1-2 fish, come home, be like, Mom, I got dinner.
Yeah.
And his mom's like, oh, I can't be mad anymore, because you got dinner,
Yeah.
And then he came here. He spent 15 years becoming a pharmacist.
Nice.
15 years, bro. He failed 4 times.
Wow.
He has 6 kids, bro. He's failed 4 times. You know how much pharmacy costs?
That's stressful.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money, and you can't go back. You can't call the guys back home and say, yo, I need some money to pursue my pharmacy. They're asking you for money.
Yeah.
You can't reverse it. They're like, oh, he's in Canada. He's living nice. But yo, fam, like, I need money. Like, mans are broke out here, fam. Like, we're trying to get food,
Yeah.
And then, like, my dad he somehow got it done, Now, and then he opened his pharmacy 3 years ago. we just hit gestation. So all those guys say, oh, Ibrahim, like, he's living nice because his dad owns a pharmacy. Yeah. F yourself, man. Like, fam, the pharmacy's not even making money. My dad doesn't even pay himself yet.
Really?
Exactly. He doesn't pay himself yet. He's just working there and paying for rent.
Got it.
Yeah.
So then he must have passed that trait down to you of being able to fail and fail again and fail again and fail again and get back up and keep going.
Yeah, he taught me something very valuable. He was saying, like, Ibrahim, you can't help people, man. Like, if it's so hard for you to go up and do something and be stuck on something, how are you going to get someone else to do that?
Right.
You just can't. Like, imagine I go to the gym 8 times a week. One more time than there are days in the week.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like that.
I respect that.
But the thing is, it's like, how am I going to get someone else to go 8 times a week or 3 times a week or 5 times a week?
I would say, how are you going to get someone to go
At
8
all.
times a week if you don't go 8 times a week?
That's true.
There's a lot of people you're talking about, walking the talk and all that. I think that this is something that I learned. I don't know who exactly taught me this, but the captain of the Maple Leafs, I remember this was said about him a few years ago, is that he leads by example. So once again, I don't remember going too deep into that, but that's just kind of something I've adopted for my leadership style. So when I'm playing on my team or playing hockey with Victoria College, I always think to myself, do not be your teammate's excuse. So if one of your guys, if I have high expectations, let's say for my team, if I get annoyed when my other guys, my teammates are being lazy, I can't then be lazy myself.
You can't.
Because he's going to say, well, I'm not going to skate hard. Look at the captain of the team. Look at Carter. He's skating like a loser. So that doesn't only apply to you as a leader. That applies to everybody. So if you're in a family, don't be your family member's excuse. Like if you're going to be a loser, you can't expect your parents or your siblings to be amazing either because you're letting them down as well.
That's true.
So that's one of my new thought models is lead by example. If you want to preach something to people, you have to make sure that you've done it first.
Yeah.
And then there's a way better chance they're going to listen.
And you know what's interesting? Like I talk about women and girls and all that stuff, right? And I'm also Muslim.
Right.
And then I already know what's going to happen is people in the comments like, oh, he's Muslim. He's talking about women and all that stuff, right? And they have the right to say that too. But the thing is, like, I'm actually like, I'm making an active effort to stay away from that. Like that's, I feel like if you can get through the temptation of women, because without, like for me, it's a temptation, right? Like not in the sense where I just want to have sex with them. It's more like talking to them, like interacting with them and stuff like that, right? A temptation in the sense where spending time with them, getting your girl, taking her on dates and all that stuff, right? Yeah. I just had to put that out there because last time I said something, and that's the clip that got a lot of views. Like, oh, you have feelings for your brother's wife. Bro, I don't even know what she looks like, fam. What's wrong with this guy?
I saw everyone was crazy. Like, you have urges towards your brother's wife. That's insane. People flipped out.
I mean, the thing is, first of all, why would my brother marry someone who looks fucking clapped anyways?
Okay. Yeah.
She's 19. Of course she looks good.
Okay.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
Fam, you can have a girl and think other girls look good too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens all the time. But first of all, I don't even know what she looks like, to be honest with you. I don't even know what she looks like.
You don't know what your brother's wife looks like?
I think I've talked to her like 3 times.
Got it.
For a total of 5 sentences. Because, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And she was fully covered with her eyes showing only. Yeah. Because, she's like the ultimate modest woman, you know what I'm saying? The archetypical modest Islamic woman, which I respect, Mm-hmm. And she grew up in a nice way too, like she was sheltered as a child. Like she was, which is, I feel like the best way to raise, okay, I want to say raise a woman, but I feel like the less trauma a woman goes through is the more feminine she can be. And like, I was with someone yesterday and she was like, oh, I'm a feminist. I'm like, okay, whatever, like, I don't care. But the thing is, like, women who just want to like take the role of men, you can't have that in a masculine man. Like, those two are not going to be compatible. I'm a masculine guy, so I'm not going to be compatible with, like, some other woman who's trying to take lead, Got it. And, like, that's going to piss a lot of guys off. But I don't give a f***. Like, I'll say what I got to say. And if you got something to say it in the comments, rack up the views, That happened the last podcast, do it again,
So, okay, what would you say, though, to a girl who's been through trauma, who's been traumatized? That's kind of an overused word, but let's just use it. And she is now more masculine, but it wasn't her fault that she went through that. What do you say?
The thing with masculine women is like they're like a power. Like they can do a lot of things that men can't do because they're women. Like, and it's like a good thing too. It's like women have more power when they go and they reach out to somebody because they're a woman. I don't know why. We just have soft spots for women. Like men just have soft spots for women, you know?
What do you mean? What do you mean reach out to someone like in business or
No,
what are you
yeah.
talking
So
about?
like if a woman's trying to do a business and then they need like let's say people to like post them on their story and whatever, they're like, oh, can you repost me? And like 9 out of 10 guys would do it. Maybe one guy wouldn't do it, but 9 out of 10 guys would do it. But if I ask somebody, exactly, because most guys haven't seen insert word in their lives, you know.
Got it.
I can't go that far when I talk about stuff, but yeah. And what do you call it? Those women like they can get very far in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but the problem is the problem with that is like you get that side of things, but then when it comes to marriage, you just can't find a masculine man that's willing to take you in. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. So, okay. So tell me then, you have a feminine girlfriend or feminine wife, but she also loves to hustle. She likes grind. She likes to work.
Yeah.
But she's like a good mother. She's a good wife. All this stuff. But she wants to get out there and she wants to work in her career and all this type of stuff. What's your response to that?
I'll be honest. I want 20 kids, bro. Like
20 kids.
I don't think there's time for all that.
Is that coming from one woman?
We'll talk about how many women I want later. You know, like
Okay.
I feel like a lot of guys mess it up for themselves. It's like, oh, you know, like I want multiple wives, brother. You can't even afford to pay for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like figure that out first.
Right.
Get a woman, treat her like a princess, treat her properly, treat her right, give her what she needs, what she wants, and then if you can afford someone else, then we'll talk.
Got it.
You know, then you could talk to her about it. So people think about things. People think this, but some women are okay with you having multiple women, like multiple wives. Obviously, like every man is polygamous by nature. Any man who tells you that they don't want a second wife is just lying to you. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, if your husband told you that, he's just lying to you, bro. Like, and you might think I'm a little kid. I'm just speaking out of my ass. But just look at, like, there's actual research on this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So okay. Do you think that it might be a cultural difference, though? Do you think that if you asked a bunch of the U of T girls, they'd say, "Yeah, I'd be okay if my man dated
No,
another girl"?
100%. Even my ex, she's like, you can only have me. If you want me, you gotta have me only.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you do?
I'm like, whatever. You know, like, sure.
Okay.
Because the thing is, like, you can't talk about things that are gonna happen 8 years in the future.
Mm.
Things change, man. Like, I'm not even with that woman anymore.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I told her yes to keep her happy, like 2 days in, right?
Yeah.
And now it's done with. I just saved myself a whole argument.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And like I hate arguing with women because it just never works.
What do you mean by that?
It just it's like you could be like if you argue with them, right? Here's how arguments never get anywhere because they're clash of egos.
Mm.
And then a lot of women like they have bad experiences with men. So it's like, oh, men always think they're better. So when I'm talking to this guy, he by nature is going to think he's better than me. So I'm not even going to listen to what he's going to say. And that's what a lot of women think.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a losing battle, you know?
So then, how do you change that? Like, is the best response then to not argue, or is it to show the woman that she can listen to you?
It's both. You got to listen to her because women are very smart. That's the thing. People think like there's some things I'm gonna say here. You're like, oh, he's misogynist. Yeah, who gives a f-? But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, women are very smart. They're strong in their own way. You know, like and like there's something that they can do that we can, and there's something that we can do that they can't. But the thing is, and I have to say that because I'm not even trying to get canceled right now. I'll be honest with you. But the thing is, arguing with a woman is just like it's a losing battle just because her brain just works like differently, bro. Like
In what ways?
In what ways? It's just they're more emotional. That's for one, right?
Yeah.
They're more emotional. They care more about what people think. Like as a man, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I don't give a solitary shit.
Got
Like
it.
I will do what I have to do to get the work done. But a lot of women are like, oh no, you know, what if this guy says this, and you know, I feel scared, and they'll go, you know, do whatever, you know, like they just want to be like. It's not that they don't want to fit in. It's more like they want to feel accepted.
Well, that's fair. That is fair enough to say because we're talking about people talking behind our backs because we're doing things and maybe posting controversial content. You're talking a bunch of shit. I'm saying a bunch of stuff, and we're talking about, the gossip that we have to deal with for doing things. A lot of girls get gossiped about for just being girls. This
Exactly,
is the thing,
for
is
existing.
that in high school it's terrible. Like I'm sure it still happens now. That
100%.
that you have to deal with, like, you don't know who's a friend and who's a snitch, I feel. You know what I mean?
You don't.
Everyone has seen that meme where it's like the two guys when they're with each other to
Yeah,
their face.
yeah.
They're like, you're a dickhead, you're an asshole. And they split and they go tell their friends, yeah, Ibrahim's a really cool guy.
Exactly.
But then girls the other way around. It's like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so nice. And then they leave and you're like, oh, that girl's a bitch, blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Behind
God.
their back, right?
And that's a problem. It's like, yo, the funniest shit happened. I'll just talk about whatever I want because no one controls me. I only fear God, you know? And the thing is, when I broke up with my ex, right? I left her actually because there's reasons that things happened and I left her. Okay, and then let me put it this way: she was fucking on my grind, right? So I left her.
Okay.
Because it's either the grind or a woman, and I have too many options to wait for one, and you know what I'm saying?
So tell me how a woman fucks up your grind.
Well, they don't even know they're doing it either.
Okay.
They don't even know, because the thing is, when I had my ex, she was and I'm saying ex is like a general term. It's like maybe she was less than that, maybe she was more than that. I'll let you decide for whatever you want to decide, right? But it was only a month though.
Okay.
So it was a very short time because I made my decision quick because I didn't want to keep her trapped because I cared about her, you know? And I still love her to this day because I did a lot of sacrifice for her. But what happened was I used to work more because I could take her on more dates. I used to change my schedule so that I could fit time in for her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't talk to anybody. I'll be honest with you. Like, if you text me, I'll give you one text back. But I'm not keeping the conversation going, you know?
Got it.
But I used to do that with her. So I used to make all these, like, little sacrifices that simps usually do.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a sacrifice because I got shit to do.
Right.
Right? And I was doing these sacrifices. I'm like, yo, fam, like, if this is going to happen, then I got to be serious, you know? Like, we got to take it, like, seriously, you know? And I talked to her about it, and, you know, we talked, and it wasn't going to work out. So I'm like, I got to leave, you know, stay blessed, but I'm going to leave. And then I'm like, you know, she's like, oh, can we be on good terms? I'm like, okay, sure. But then after that stuff happened, you know, I expected her to say some things because if she wasn't going to say some things, then that's a problem for me. Cause
Say some things like what?
Like, just talk shit.
Okay.
Like, I don't know where she got whatever she talked about was, but, you know, she talked about a couple of things.
Yeah.
I know exactly what she said because I got people everywhere. Like, she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Like I know you're watching this and you don't know that. Like, every single time you say something about me, someone comes and tells me. And you might think you know who it is, but you don't. Because some of them are your friends.
We were just talking about
Some of them are your friends.
We were just talking about snitches, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you think they're your friends, but they're not. I'm sorry. And the thing is, the funniest shit happened, it was like, yo, because one of her friends, they do like a nail business, right? I'm like, yo, let me help her out because I've made money, you know, like doing, like with Instagram and like promoting my own business, right? And I sent her like 11 voice notes on how to take it to the next level because she's doing good. At least from what I thought she was doing, she's doing good, right? I'm like, let me help her take it to the next level. But then I feel like I think she told my ex, and then my ex told her to not look at the voice notes. I'm like, F you then, what? So I took out the voice notes. Okay, if you're not gonna take my help and want to make money, you know, like, you can stay broke, you know, like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't take disrespect. I'm a kind guy. Like, I'm a gentleman, bro. Like, fam, but if you disrespect my kindness and take it as a weakness, you're gonna fucking pay for it.
Interesting.
And I'm not somebody who you can just overlook. I feel bad for my ex. I'm sorry. Like, I know you're watching this again, but like, yo, you're not gonna find someone like me. Like, have fun trying. Like, whenever you look at my page every 2 months or whenever the you're gonna look at it, right? Every couple of years or whatever, you're gonna say, oh, why is this guy getting better? Why is he better than my man right now? You know? And that's just gonna leave you with this glump of sadness. And now and the fact that you said some stuff after, it's like, I expected you to say it anyways, but now you're gonna have to regret what you said. Because you could have just had somebody who has networks who could get you anywhere you want to get, you know? But now you just lost that. So deal with it, you know? You want to say 5 words, you know? And deal with it, you know?
I hear you.
And I still have love for her, bro. But the thing is, I just pray for her now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pray for her.
Do you believe in letting the success speak for itself?
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to. Otherwise, it doesn't speak.
Right.
And Tate said it best. He said, you can speak all you want, but one day someone's going to find a chink in your armor and you're f***ed. So one day someone's going to pull your bullshit. And women are very good at this. They can sense bullshit.
Yeah.
They're very good at it. It's like my mom had dreams about things I was doing. And she would sit me down. She's like, Ibrahim, man, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, Mom, what did I do? She's like, you did this, this, and this. I'm like, how did you know I did that? Like, how?
Yeah.
Exactly. She literally told me my whole day. She's like, so you went here, and then you did this, and then you went here, and you ate this food. I'm like, shit.
She dreamed it.
She dreamed it.
She has a magic ball.
She has a connection with God that's unlike anyone else.
So, it's a good message, man. It's a good message. It's hard to say. Yeah, obviously, a lot of people have histories with past relationships, and I think the best thing, like, it's harder, I think, now with Instagram because like people get emotional, and people message things that maybe they wish they didn't say in the moment. Whereas back then, if you broke up in the 70s or the 80s,
it's
like
on to the next.
You can't reach out. It's not like someone can screenshot what you said and maybe you'll regret saying something later. So, like, I'm wondering for you, for example, like when you're saying, yeah, you're never gonna find a man like me.
And you won't.
You're all your new guys that you're with are not gonna be as good as me. All this stuff. So, do you think that maybe there's gonna come a day where you look and you watch the video and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. That was a little harsh.
It was harsh, and I meant it to be harsh. The thing is, man, I don't believe in shooting. What do you call it? Giving fire with fire. But what I do believe in is if you treat someone extremely well, or at least what you think is extremely well, because I did my best, right? And then they take that as a weakness, because if they took it as a strength, they wouldn't say anything. Mm-hmm. If they thought they could get away with it, they wouldn't say anything. Yeah. Because obviously they misunderstood the situation. They misunderstood who they're dealing with, right? Right. They thought it was just some other guy.
So then, okay, so yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. But then when you end things or when you move on like that, where's the trade-off? Because I agree with you. I think that there's not enough men nowadays who have standards that they actually stick to and they enforce, guys, right? Yeah. They're just kind of loose with it. Oh, sure, you can
go party by yourself, get drunk, and get by another man.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally, no, it's true. So, so there's a lot of things like that. But then where do you get the balance between saying, like, I want to protect women and I want to take care of women, I don't want these women to go through pain or trauma, but then also enforcing the standards? Like, you can't then, if she, let's say, fucks you over, do you think that now you are entitled to talk shit and to be like, all this stuff, you're never going to find a man like me, you're never going to do this, like, you're all the men you date are not going to be as good as me, and kind of get like hard with her, get angry at her, and like whatever you want to say? Or do you have a soft treatment of just being like, it was very nice being with you, unfortunately it's not going to work out, I have to move on, thank you, I love you, goodbye?
I did that. I already did that. And the thing is, I did that multiple times, right? And she knows, and she knows exactly how it was. But she took my kindness as a weakness, and I'm not gonna let that slide. And the reason I said you're not gonna find anyone like, I mean, you might, like maybe one in like every 1,000 people is like me and you.
I'm just trying to get you to think deep here, because on the last podcast, sorry to cut you off, by the way. Yeah. On the last podcast, a lot of people were saying you didn't push him enough. You got to ask him more questions.
Let's do this.
So I want them to see you getting deeper with your answers. That's all I'm trying to do here.
Okay, so let me break it down then. So I did that in the very beginning. I was like, okay, whatever. I helped her. I gave her stuff. Whatever. I'm like, if you need to call anybody, call me first. Yeah. And she knows I'm capable of fixing any problem that she might have. Yeah. Right? So they call me first, whatever, right? But then she took my kindness as a weakness. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, so now what am I going to do? I can't be a simp about it and keep on helping her. Yeah. And I can't just, first I was going to leave it. I left it for like 2 weeks because like she was talking, right? I just left it. But then it came to a point where like, okay, so I'm going to mention this so everything's transparent. And so I posted like a reel on my genetic work, and it was like sacrifices that I made. And it was like a reel of like, it was a screenshot of something that I sent her, right? And it was like, stay blessed, princess. We'll see each other again soon. This is like, because we broke off on good terms, which I thought we did.
That's right? A smooth breakup line. Stay blessed, princess. That's good.
Yeah, I said that. Stay blessed, princess. We'll see each other again soon. Yeah. It stays in my head all the time, and I always think about it. Yeah, I loved her, man. I did, and I still do. But the thing is, the reason I'm saying these things is so other women can understand that when they're with a certain type of guy, you don't play around like that. Like, you can't get away with everything. Women can get away with a lot of fucking shit. But if the right man comes in there and tells you how it is, and tells you how he wants it, and tells you that you're not going to disrespect me, then that guy is going to make sure that you don't disrespect him. And I'm not even saying it because it's out of spite. I'm just telling her that how it's going to be. Because if you go party and stuff like that, right? Like, what type of man are you going to attract anyways? It's going to use you. Right. And you're just going to keep on getting heartbroken. And no one's going to treat you like a gentleman because they found you at a party. Like, how the are you going to find a gentleman at a party? Right? So, I only say that not out of spite, not out of sadness I lost the word, but like not out of hate for her, but I say that as so other women can take heed. Like, you can't just bash your man and think you're gonna get away with it. Like, you're not that girl. Like you're not like that, bro. I'm sorry, fam. Like, you're not. Know your place. God damn.
There you go. So yeah, that's fair enough. And I think that I can, because I understand you. This is the thing, is that I think a lot of people maybe through the screen will misunderstand what you're saying. You're high energy. For the podcast, we're on cameras right here. We're trying to entertain people. You're not screaming like you are at your girl. All right?
And I don't think I've ever screamed at her once.
Exactly.
I've only sent her 2 text messages where I was pissed.
Right.
The first one was because basically, like, I didn't know what was happening, but we were supposed to talk at a certain time. We were supposed to FaceTime at a certain time, right? And I waited for like 20 minutes and like she didn't pick up. But like the thing is, there was something that kept her preoccupied that was out of her control. But I didn't know that. But the thing is, I thought it was disrespect. I thought she was just doing something else and she was gonna call me later because she thought she had me on like a hook or some shit. Right? Because a lot of women think that, like, oh, I got this guy on lock, he's not gonna leave, whatever. Right? A lot of girls think like that. So I'm like, don't call me back. We'll see each other again tomorrow at the gym. Because we used to go to the gym together. That was the first time, and then the second time was after she said a bunch of shit. And I'm like, yo, like, I want nothing to do with you, I know what you've been saying. Don't act like you haven't been saying it, and don't act like you're innocent, basically, right? And I said that, and I'm like, stay blessed, whatever, right? I always ended off with stay blessed, you know what I'm saying? And then she left it on scene, whatever, right? And then after she started talking again, like, holy shit, what am I gonna do now? That means that there's something that's bothering her, right? I'm like, if you want to talk about it, like, I'm open to talk. If you want to talk in person, I'll come meet you and we can talk about it, And then she didn't want to talk about it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You can keep whatever you have inside. Keep whatever's inside, Yeah. And you can deal with it. And whenever you look at my page again and you can fucking feel sad again, and that's going to happen for the rest of your life. And I'm sorry for that. Like, I'm sorry you have to go through that, but you did that to yourself. Actions have consequences, and this is one of the consequences of your actions.
There you go.
Yeah, and it pisses a living dog out of me because with a man you could go and fight him. And you could go and fight a guy, right? But with a girl you can't. And I would never touch a woman.
Right. Never,
because I've had I just know people who've been touched, and it's like, why? Like, how low of a man do you have to be to touch a woman? Like, slap her or hit her, or even at the very extreme rape her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I would never do that. So and I don't believe in yelling at women either because that shit never gets you anywhere.
Yeah. I agree.
Andrew Tate said it best. He's like, the best revenge you can do is just be better. Just show her that you're going to become the man that you're going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I might get a Benz next week. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Wait for it.
Exactly. Wait for it, man. You're going to see the pictures, bro.
Don't be surprised.
Exactly. Don't be surprised when I have everything I said I was going to have.
So we're going to go into the viral clip that blew up last time. What I want to do here, I want to read you some comments.
Actually,
from the
let's
clip.
go through it. I'm ready, bro.
I want to read you some comments. I want to hear your response. Okay?
I bet.
So we're going to dive into it. Just as a brief recap, I want you to kind of explain what you said in the clip to the people that maybe didn't see it.
Okay, so if you didn't see it, go watch it after this. But basically, and I do think you saw it because it's one of the most viewed clips on VoV. But basically what I said was, I don't look at my sister-in-law. I don't talk to her. I don't interact with her. Why? Because it's out of respect for my brother, And a lot of people don't understand this, but guys have protective jealousy over their woman, Like, they don't want other guys talking to them. It doesn't matter if you're and like, the thing is, they understand that you're not going to touch them or you're not going to talk to them in a certain way. But the thing is, in Islam, right? Like, Islamically speaking, And I'm not a role model for Muslims. I'm just gonna put that out there. But I'm not a role model for Muslims. I have my own bad traits, right? But Islamically speaking, you're supposed to keep that distance between you and your brother's wife. And that's basically what I said, but I said it in a way that would go viral, so Voices of Vic could be put on the map again, like it's always been on the map.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. It did go huge. We're going to play it real quick for the audience to see.
You gonna play it?
And then we'll jump back into it.
To be honest with you, I come from an Islamic household, right? So my mom, she covers up. She makes sure no one can see her. Like, she covers up such, even when you open the door, she goes behind the door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so no one can see her because her beauty is for my dad, you know?
Got it.
No one's going to see my mom, fam. My dad's going to see my mom. That's it. My brother's wife, actually. I barely talk to her, you know? Because we're men. It doesn't even matter if you're my brother's wife. I still got my urges, you know?
Got it.
She's not an ugly woman.
Yeah.
You know
Just out of respect?
Out of respect. Also, Islamically, you're not allowed.
Got it.
A lot of Muslims who haven't like really learned their religion and whatever, they may come at me for saying that, but just read, man. Just read up. You'll figure it out what God wants from you. And that's it, you know?
All right, we're gonna read some comments.
Okay, let's go for it.
Are you ready for it? First one from Danny KK. He came on. He came on the podcast. Yeah, I think you talked to him.
Monkeys and Meerkats.
That's right.
Yeah.
Respect for knowing that title. He says, wait. He doesn't talk to his brother's wife because the only time whenever he looks at her is with lust.
You know what happened? I hit up Danny in DMs after that. We got on a Discord call and I explained to him what I meant.
How did that conversation go?
He was very understanding. He was like, yeah, you know, like you should have said it differently. And he said you should have said it differently. I understand where you're coming from, but obviously, he didn't agree with it. After I explained it to him, he just said it made sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only guy I did that to. He's the only person I called after I was like, yo, let's talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the first comment, I think. The first two comments or whatever.
Absolutely. Next one is a girl saying, quoting you, her beauty is only for my dad, with the hands up, the prayer hands, and seems like she really likes that comment.
Exactly.
Do you think that is the right thing to say? Because there's also a bunch of comments of people who say that's wrong. That's sexist.
Sexist?
What do you think?
Fam, if you're going to be with a woman and you're going to give her the world and try to conquer for her and deal with all the problems that come with having a dependence, which is a woman, right? I'm not saying women are fully dependent. I'm just saying, like, as a man, like a masculine man, you want to take care of your woman, right? So you're going to work more. You're going to give her a place to stay. You know, you're going to treat her right? And it's like, what do you get out of that, right? And I'm not saying sex is the only thing you get, but I'm saying is you get a woman who's fully loyal to you. And a part of that loyalty is that her beauty is for you. Like, her beauty, like, she only looks at you with that type of admiration and that type of respect. Because if she gives that to somebody else, what else is there, you know? Like, she can cook clean and provide for you and work and help you and, you know, take care of your soul, whatever. But you're not going to be fully taken care of in the soul if she's out there interacting with other men or other men are entertaining her, you know?
So do you think that just by men, so this will lead into the next comment I want to read. Does your dad cover up because his beauty is for your mom? Question mark.
Who are you f***ing with, bro? Like, yo.
They're asking you.
Let me say that without f***ing getting in my throat. Are you f***ing stupid? Does my dad cover up?
Yeah.
Brother, my dad's not even built.
Okay.
He's an average Bengali dad.
Okay.
He has his stomach, you know. He works hard. He has his beard, whatever, you know. He's not like, and also like whoever said that, I don't know, is it a guy or a girl? Because I need to know. It might be a woman. Like
it's a man.
It's a man. So that's definitely a feminine man because they don't understand. And we were talking about this off camera about for men and women it's completely different. Women will get hit on all the time. Like my ex has probably gotten hit on like 50 times after I left her.
Yeah.
Right? I don't give a f***. Like I'm always better than them. I'm better than all those guys anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But I just had to put that out there. But I think is for men it's like this. It's either you get women or you don't, and most men don't.
Yeah.
So why the f*** is he gonna? He's a 55-year-old man. Who is he covering up for? Like what beauty is he trying to not show?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it.
Next one, bro. Next one. I gotta see these ones.
Next
bro.
one. I still got urges, bro. What? So a lot of people had a problem with the use of the word urges.
Okay.
What did you mean by that?
I meant that she's a woman and I'm a man and I'm not f***ing gay.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what she's 19. My brother's not gonna marry a clap chick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I look at her with temptation? I don't even know what she looks like, bro. What the hell? I don't know what she looks like.
Right. So talk more about that though. Do you think that, because there was other comments about that, we're gonna read maybe one or two more, but
Go for it, man. I'm down for that. I'll go to this for the whole day. You know, the review summer. I'm staying here, bro.
so do you think that this is the main problem? I think this is the main debate that happens with this type of thing.
Yeah.
Is it on women to cover their beauty, or is it on men to control their lust? This is the question. Like, do you think that women should be able to display their beauty, and it's the men's responsibility to not look at them with lust, is what people are talking about in the comments? What do you think about that?
I think the women displaying their beauty is beyond that. One is for protection. The other one is because when a woman talks to a man, right? If the woman is like not covered at all and you could just see every part of her body, right? And she's mad tight, right? You're not gonna talk to her the same. You're just not. That's just how men work. Like, I don't care who says that's not how men work. That's how we work. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, for a woman to be taken like intellectually, like if she says something, you want to take her serious, like you gotta take out the lust aspect of everything. Like when she talks, you take her for what she is. She has a brain. Women are very, very intelligent. Like they're mad and like they will come up with shit that I can't come up with, Carter can't come up with, any other man can't come up with. You know, like they have a degree of understanding that we don't. They can see a world that we don't. And if you want to take a woman for what that value, then you have to take out the lust aspect of it. And the lust aspect, it's not that we have to cover our gaze. That's just how we're built. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Walk around like this? What are we going to do that for, you know? Just wear a sweater, you know, like just make sure like you're dressed modestly, you know, like if your ass is too fat, just wear some baggy clothing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be tight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. And this is the thing, I think that, like, with the exact clothing that women wear, comparing Islam to Christianity and this type of stuff, even, I think it's just a sign of the times, too, is that in the 50s, you look at pictures of how women dress in the 50s, it's way more modest than it is now.
Exactly. So, no, it comes down to this, man. It's like some women, not all of them, some women, and this is not even like the majority of this, is like just some of them, like the minority, right? And they're the loudest ones. And it's like they think that they could do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. That's what it is. They can be with a man who will give them everything. And people talk about this all the time. Why do you say that women have to do this, and that for a man? Fam, you're not going to talk about what we have to do for the woman too? You don't understand the challenges that we go through to make sure that they're okay, you know? The fact that I do boxing is just so I could keep women safe. I only took on boxing so the people in my family could feel safe and could call somebody when they needed help. That's the reason I do boxing, you know? And it's like, they're like, some people say, women only cook and clean for men. I don't believe that, but some people say that, right? Let's just take that for what it is. What does a man do? He works more hours. He makes sure he brings in more money. He makes sure that he comes home at a certain time so he could give time to his wife. Because if he wants to just be out with the boys and come back at night and sleep and go back to work. Like, let's be honest, we could do that. If we really wanted, we could. Like, I leave the house at like whatever like time in the morning I do, and I come back at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I have no I think I see my mom for 20 minutes and then go back to, you know what I'm saying? But like if I had a wife, I can't do that. So it's like, stop talking about what we want from women, and it's like an exchange, bro. They give us shit, we give them shit, and the shit comes together and it's harmonious. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah. So shut up with your bullshit, bro. Like, I don't want to hear it from you, right? This is why I'm literally losing brain cells hearing these people talk.
That's fair enough. All right, let's go deeper into it.
Yeah, give me like a long one. I seen some paragraphs. I didn't read them though.
I got a paragraph.
Jeez.
Okay, well, this will be the last one.
Okay.
This is very long. Islamic law allowed men to have sexual intercourse with their female slaves. 1. 2. Legal and literary documents show that those slaves used for sexual service were differentiated at slave markets from those who were intended mainly for domestic services. These slave girls were called slaves for pleasure, or slave girls for intercourse. If you want to read that word, you can. I don't know. Do you speak Arabic?
I can read Arabic, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see it at the very top line.
Okay, let's see this.
What's that word?
See what blood is yapping about. Mut'a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. We'll keep
Okay, you
going
know
into
what?
it.
Like, the thing is, the fact that, like, Yodi started with slave women, like, fam, like, I don't know. Fam, you think I'm a scholar? Bro, like, I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
I'm not by any means someone you should look up to when it comes to Islamic stuff, because I have my own problems. Maybe in 5-6 years when I've gone through the temptation of women, when I've gone through the temptation of fame, money, and all the other stuff I'm dealing with right now, and I have something to show for myself as, oh, this guy is someone you can look up to as a Muslim, then look up to me. But right now, I'm just saying it how it is. Like, you can just say things how they are, you know? And that's how it is. Slave girls, go do your research, man. Like, go do your own research, fam. We don't have any slave women now. I don't know why the f*** he's talking about it anyways. This guy wrote a whole paragraph. Like, this has nothing to do with his life. I'm sorry, bro. Like, go get a life, bro. Like.
Okay, last comment. God never said women must cover up. Islam is a cult.
Islam is a cult.
This is what he said.
God never said women must. Read Surah Nur, bro. He said make the women cover their. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but Surah 24, so chapter 24. Just read it, and then whatever the guy or the woman who commented that, you know, like that whole surah is just a refutation of them. You know, that whole chapter is just a refutation of them. Go read that, man. Of course, God said that woman should cover up. Is Islam a cult? I mean, Islam is a way of life. It's a religion that has rules that you have to follow, and it doesn't fall for any bullshit. And if you want to take that as a cult, then take it as a cult. Who gives a f***? I don't care what you have to say.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I think Andrew Tate said it best. He said, most people can talk because when they talk, nothing happens. Like, you can talk. Like, you could just talk in comments because nothing's going to happen to you.
Right.
So it's like, yo. Like, I'm just yapping at this point, but yeah.
No, I hear you. That's fair enough. We're going to do a bit of a rapid fire round here.
Go for it.
Before we do, a bit of a rapid fire round. I'm going to give you a word. Going to give you a topic. I want you to say one word. The first word that comes to mind.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this. A few podcasts do this, but I want to ask you.
Sure.
One word that comes to mind. Ready? Islam.
Peace.
Andrew Tate.
Love him.
Feminism.
Fuck that.
Porn.
Haram.
Ibrahim Awal.
That guy.
Friendship.
Useless.
Carter Ponce.
That guy.
There we go. That's a rapid fire round, sir. That was good. You were
Yeah.
on point. Which one of those subjects do you think stood out to you most? Like, what are your thoughts? Friendship?
I said friendship is useless, but what I mean is most friendships are useless because most people are useless. I'm sorry, man. Like, someone had to say it. Get mad at me. Start writing some comments right now. I don't give a f***. But the thing is, most friendships are fucking useless, bro. You gotta find brothers, bro. You gotta find brothers, and you gotta find, and if you're a woman, go find some sisters, bro. And find some people that are on the same page as you, on the same grind as you, and that if you can call them at 2 a.m. and they're gonna pick up, and you know that they're gonna come wherever the fuck you are and help you, those are the people that you have to hang out with.
So it's brotherhood over friendship.
Brotherhood all the time. Brotherhood, sisterhood all the time.
I want to share with you a list talking about this, perfect transition actually, of the 14 traits to look for in an inner circle. So if you want people that are close with you, there are people, you have some friends who you tell a little bit, but the guys that you're talking about, true brothers, you have to look for these qualities. We'll go through them and then I'll get your thoughts. Number 1, confidentiality. What's said stays in the circle, stays 100%. In the inner circle.
That's why you can't tell anything to women.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Elaborate.
I'm sorry. Okay, sure. The thing is, if you talk to a girl, right? Actually, let me take that back. You can talk to a woman actually, because sometimes talking to a girl about some certain problems that you have will actually be better because women know how to deal with trauma because they've just been through it, and women are allowed to be sad. It's societally accepted for them to go through emotions and figure out their emotions. And so as a man, when you go talk to them about it, they're like, yo, I just went through this breakup. Can you help me? I'm feeling these emotions. And they'll tell you. And the things that they tell you are going to be proper shit, So confidentiality. The reason I said woman that fast though is because sometimes like if they get mad at you, they'll just say your secrets out loud. And I'm not saying that because I think that, it's because it's happened to me.
Right. That's no good. Number 2, zero tolerance for games. Manipulation leads to loss of trust, and trust is the foundation of the inner circle.
100%.
Yeah.
So many guys are just fucking stupid, bro. They'll sell you out for $50.
It's ridiculous.
And
you have to be able to detect that. And I think that if you're hanging with those guys, that actually kind of sometimes says something about you.
It does, yeah.
Because you can't get any better friends if those are the guys you're hanging out with, right?
Well, I've left so many people.
Yeah.
And I didn't even tell them I left them. I just left them.
Yeah. Just distance yourself a bit.
Yeah, and it's not because they're bad people. I love them. Like Nabil, I love you. Sarvaj, Kyle, like I love you guys and I'll hang out with you guys. But the thing is, we're on different life paths, you know? And we can get back together. We can go play billiards one day, you know? We could go to maybe Miami if you want together, right? But the thing is, you guys aren't people that, like, unless we're on the same mission and we're trying to achieve the same things, then it doesn't make sense for you to talk to me all the time and for me to talk to you all the time.
Right. I hear you. Number 3 is accessible, easy to get a hold of. Number 4 is an opportunity magnet. So someone that has a good attitude.
Yeah.
Number 5, lacks drama, doesn't see themselves as a victim.
100%.
It's hard to get that now. I feel like a lot of people victim
that, bro, you know, the thing is, the one thing that happened was when I was going through, like, because after a while, the hate does get to you. Like, it does. Like,
I mean, especially if it's the first time you're dealing with it, right? You don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the first time that happened, I was going through it, man, and I'm still working. Like I always work through pain. Like, there'll be times, like, there'll be tears that going down my face, and I'd post like stuff. And it's because I'll be on the bus too. I'll be on the TTC, and like I'm just going through it, you know. But I'm still making my genetic works, and I'm posting them online. Yeah. And those ones actually get the most views, which is crazy.
There you go.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you talked about opportunity, right, and easy to access, I want to talk about a story. So when I was in grade 6, I was about 12, and then my dad's car broke down, and then it broke down at 2 a.m. because my dad took us all out to go eat. It's the first time he had a car in like 10 years. Yeah. So everyone got in the car and went to go get some Chinese food, right? I bet. On the way back, the fucking tire pops. It's a 2005 Chevy Venture. Yeah. So like, we don't even have a spare tire. We call my dad calls one of his friends, right? At 3 a.m. You know what he does? He brings his car and he takes 2 trips. He has a smaller car. My dad, it's an 8-man family, right? The guy brings his car. It's a 4-man car. And then he takes us home, comes back, takes the other group of people home, comes back, takes care of my dad's car with him, calls CAA because we just signed up for CAA at that time, fixed the tire, got my dad home, got himself home, went to sleep, and we went to sleep.
That's a good friend.
That's a really good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inner circle. Number 6.
Someone
who gives insight, constantly teaches, shares insights on new books, interesting articles, new ideas.
Yeah, let me talk about that. You know Shakur. So Shakur is going to be on the podcast very soon. You're going to see it come out. And he's a doc, so you better... So it's like, I would actually advise everyone to listen to it. Like, if there's any podcast you're going to listen to Shakur's one, because he's very high level when he thinks. And he told me, he's like, Ibrahim, you're like a white knight. You try to save everybody. He's like, why are you praying for your ex? Why are you giving charity on her behalf? Why are you making charity and praying to God for her, you know? Why are you praying that everything goes well for her, you know? And he's telling me these things. I'm like, I'm thinking about it, right? He's like, Ibrahim, you're like a white knight. You try to save everybody. Some people just don't want to be saved. I swear, there's some music. Like someone said, there's some lyric out there that said, "Don't save her. She don't want to be saved." Yeah. I heard that somewhere, but like, yeah. He's told me, he's like, "Yo, Ibrahim, that's one of your flaws, you know." That's
smart. That's a good point. Some people, you can lead a horse. What is it? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
Exactly.
So it's fair. Number 7. Pays attention to details, special touch, and goes above and beyond.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good.
Number 8, strong Rolodex and high credibility. So they know people, and because of their credibility, these people take their calls and respond to their proposals. So basically a good network.
Yeah. So what do you call it? You know Shakur? Yeah. I'm going to talk about Shakur again. And the thing is, he's gotten me people that, from my genetic work brand, right? So like for printing, he's gotten me people that can print. He's gotten me in touch with people that are in touch with other people that can help build my network. He's working on my little brother right now, actually.
There you go.
Because he's, what do you call it? He does social media marketing, and he's made a name for himself. He's really good at it. Yeah. And I told him about my brother. I'm like, yo, my brother sells PCs. Shout out Nestic PCs, right?
Yep.
Work with him. And then Shakur gave him a massive 82% discount.
Awesome.
82% discount for my boy,
Yeah.
my little brother. You know, so that's what boys are for, you know?
That's good. Number 9, respect in their approach, the way feedback is given, and the way they deal with others. So just respect. Just
exactly.
Key. That doesn't need any elaborating. Number 10, defends you, tells you what's said about you behind your back, protective of the relationship and your credibility.
I've had so many. I can't even count on my fingers how many people have told me about what my ex said about me.
Yeah.
Men, women, transgender. No transgenders, but like, you know. But it's just like it feels nice. It's like, yo, like you have people that are behind you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I do is I try to be the best to every single person I can be. So when someone starts talking about like shit about me, then no one believes it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I talked to this guy before, and you're just yapping.
Yeah. And it's easy to kind of sit here with you and like have a good conversation and we're laughing, blah, blah, blah. But when someone comes up to me and said, why did you post that clip of that guy, blah, 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 he's an asshole.
Exactly, yeah.
I need to be able to
defend
stick
me,
up to you. You know what I mean? I can't just completely shut down and be like, listen, I know, like, blah, 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 you're kind of right. No. Maybe I don't agree with everything you say, but if they're going to come after your character, I know you're a good guy. I know that you're not out here with you're not hateful.
I'm not. I love everybody, man.
There you go. Number 11, dependability. You can bank on their word. Banked on this guy's word plenty of times. Number 12, exchange of value. It's not one-sided. Each picks up their share of the checks.
Every single time you post, I comment.
Beautiful.
You notice that,
You actually do. I appreciate that. That's another huge reason I wanted to have you for the first repeat, because you've been very supportive of the podcast.
Exactly. And I repost I repost some of your stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I can't repost everything because it's not my podcast. But you know how many people have told me to make my own podcast?
Yeah.
And I told them that I have this guy named Carter, my brother named Carter, and I can't be his competition.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to go up against you, man. That's the thing. If we circle back real quick to genetic work, you have people talking shit. I think a huge reason, this is why I wanted to get your merch, because what I see in you is relentlessness. I see something that you're not quitting until you get the job done.
Exactly.
I just feel it from you that, like, have you ever edited videos before genetic work?
Never.
So this is your first time. It's already doing well. But what I'm trying to say...
I just hit 10K.
There you go. What I'm trying to say is that you're not going to stop until you find a way to get it done.
Exactly. And the thing is, I want to touch back on, like, I don't know why I'm always talking about her right now, but like, it's just because she's always on my mind, you know? And I try to I try to use that as motivation and energy to keep myself going, because it's not negative thoughts about her that's in my mind, by the way. But when I was with her, I doubled my work hours. You seen my schedule.
Yeah.
It's diabolical.
Yeah.
And I somehow made it work that I was working double the amount of hours I worked per week.
Yeah.
For her.
Crazy.
And on top of that, I took out about 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, and I sectioned it off specifically for her.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to make it work.
Respect.
And that's the reason I let her go so fast, because if I wanted to, bro, I could still be with her right now because she wants me and she still does. And I know she does. But the thing is, I didn't want to put her in a situation where she's trapped, and after 5 years or after 4 years or whatever being with me, and she's like, oh, I want to marry this guy, right? And then I can't because of X, Y, and Z, you know?
Yeah.
So I let her go. I let her go gracefully, you know?
I hear you, man. I hear you. It's a tough call to make, but sometimes it's the right call.
It's the hardest call I made in my life.
There you go. You have to learn from it.
I'm learning. I'm still learning.
You got 2 more. Fun and humble. So 0 tolerance for arrogance.
Yeah.
It's an interesting line.
Yeah.
Between confidence and arrogance. You want to be confident, but you don't want to come off like you're, you know.
I think most people are arrogant. They don't even know it.
Interesting.
Like I can want to talk about that still.
Talk about it.
Most people, if you like talk to them, right, and you have like a disagreement with them, they will never ever take what you said as truth.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 9 out of 10 people will, 1 out of 10 people will listen to you, and will kind of take what you say and then kind of make a new opinion based off of that. But most people don't even know they're arrogant, and this is kind of how I've seen it work with a lot of people. First, you're like you don't know you're arrogant, and then you're ultra arrogant, like you're walking around like you own this shit. and you don't treat anybody with respect.
Yeah.
And then you're arrogant, but you're confident. So it's not arrogance anymore. It's more confident. You walk around like you own it. Like I walk around like I own the place, bro. And I do. But the thing is, when I talk to somebody, it's like, yo, this guy's not arrogant, bro.
Yeah.
This guy, like, he cares about me.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, like, if I call him at 2 a.m. and I need help on math, guess who's going to pick up?
Yeah.
Ibrahim Awal.
There you go.
All the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And a lot of guys, they don't have that trait. They're just fucking arrogant for no fucking reason. They have no reason to be arrogant, too, which is the worst part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Last one, number 14. Presentable in appearance, never sloppy. Obviously, we talk about your haircuts. You're a clean guy.
Every 2 weeks. Adil the barber.
Yeah.
Adil the barber. He's 15 years old. Go support the guy, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's what it takes for an inner circle. We're just about wrapped up. I want to ask you more about Ramadan. It's coming to an end.
Ramadan
How's
was
it been?
Hard, bro. It was hard, bro. It was hard. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, in the beginning, so I led Tarawih. So for people who aren't Muslim and they don't know what Tarawih is, so you can either pray 8 units or you can pray 20 units.
Got it.
And I'm not going to go into the argument for that because this is not the platform for that. And both sides have strong opinions on them, right? But
so what is that? Like, kind of break it down. I'm not saying to pick a side, but like, what is it even talking about?
Okay, so basically in Ramadan, you get closer to Allah, right? You get closer to God.
Yeah.
And effectively, the only way you can get closer to God is by trying to get closer to Him. You can't just say, oh, God, I'm closer to you now, you fucking retard. You know what I'm saying? No, you fast.
Yeah.
So you could build that God consciousness, and at night you pray extra. And this prayer is congregational. And it's congregational because it gives you that sense of brotherhood, you know? Like, oh, my brothers are praying too. It encourages you. Praying for 2 hours straight, that's hard, bro. If you're praying with your guys, if you're praying with your brothers, you know what I'm saying? It makes it easier for you to pray. And that's not the reason why you pray in congregation. I don't know why. That's just how it works, right? But that's just one of the wisdoms that I thought about.
Yeah.
And so I was leading Tarawih. Like, I'm a Hafiz, right? I memorized the whole Quran from cover to cover when I was 13. Alhamdulillah, right? And the thing is, I was called upon to lead. And the problem with that is, it's like, UFT is an hour, 30 minutes from home. Iftar is at 7:30. I usually leave UFT at 10:30. So now if I want to make it on time to lead prayers at my mosque, I have to leave at 5:45 so I could break my fast. And it's just whole diabolical mess, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I talked to my teacher about it. He's like, Ibrahim, this is what you're made for. This is the sacrifice. This is now it's the other chips are at play. Now this is when you have to make the sacrifice. You're called upon to make the sacrifice.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I went from leading 4 units to leading 6 units to leading 8 units.
Wow.
With my whole schedule. And I would break my fast at the gym. I would take tuna sandwiches because they have protein, right?
So sorry, just to cut you off. What does it mean to lead units?
Oh, okay. So there's 20 units of prayer.
Yeah.
Right. So 20 rak'at. That's how you call it in Arabic.
Okay.
And then you could translate that to English as units, right? And then there's people praying behind and the guy who's leading the prayer.
Got it.
So I'm leading the prayer.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
At the mosque.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was leading 4 in the beginning because I was like, you always want to, what do you call it? You always want to over deliver, basically. Well, under promise but over deliver, something like that, right?
Got it.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I was like, I can only lead 4. But he's like, yo, like, you can lead more than that. I'm like, oh, let me challenge myself. Let me do 6. So I did 6. He's like, yo, you could do more. So I did 8. Right? And 8 is like, that's like half a juz, bro. Like, that's like 15 pages that you have to know without any mistakes.
Yeah.
Obviously, I made mistakes, right? Everyone makes mistakes. But the thing is, so this was my daily kind of routine. I would go to uni. I would leave at about 5:45. I would get to the gym. I would make a protein shake in the morning about 9 a.m., 8 a.m. I'd make a protein shake. 2 scoops protein powder, one scoop creatine, and a buttload of caffeine, like a buttload of coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I have like a blender bottle. I'd keep that with me. I would break my fast with that, and I'd break my fast with tuna sandwiches. That would be about 10 minutes. And while I'm breaking my fast, while I'm eating the food, I'm watching videos on how to box.
Nice.
Because I'm not trying to get my ass kicked again.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And like, you just gotta make things work, you know? So that's what I did.
Intense. It's very intense.
It was. And it was a hard time, man. And then I prayed in the locker room, because I prayed the sunset prayer, Maghrib, right? And then, what do you call it? So I prayed in the locker room. I did my set. So I did my workout, whatever it was, chest and triceps, back and biceps, neck and abs, whatever, right? And then I would run to the mosque, and I would lead the prayer. And then after that, I was teaching my friend how to go to the gym. So I would go with my friend after leading 20 units of prayer.
Yeah.
After praying 20 units and leading 8, I would go back to the gym, teach him how to go to the gym, like teach him the ways, and go home and then after we'd go get food and we'd go home.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's literally like every fucking day.
And it's by the time this is out, it will be over. Ramadan
It'll be over, yeah.
And are you looking forward to that?
Honestly, man, my life's always been work. My life's always been work for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Or 2 years. So I don't look forward to anything. I just do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the mindset. Yeah.
You know the reason why I got why I went to the list and just picked a woman in the first place is because, first of all, the woman I was with, it was actually love at first sight, which is crazy. I could see it in her eyes when I first met her. So it's like I had like a whole list of people that wanted me, and like I wanted them too, but I'm like, let me focus on myself.
So wait, sorry, I didn't click that in.
Yeah.
So you had a list of women that you would consider to date.
Yeah, but it wasn't that strong. It was just like, if I wanted to date somebody, I would date you. You know?
Okay. Is it a mental list or you're on pen and paper?
No, because if it's on pen and paper, you have to update that every like 3 days. Because I get hit on like every 3-4 days.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I hear
So like I'm too lazy to like update that. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
You know, and then you gotta get more paper and like it's a big mess. You know.
Not enough paper in the world to count the ladies that are hitting on Ibrahim.
It's actually crazy though. I mean, it's a good problem to have. I'll be honest with you. But
yeah.
The thing is, what do you call it? So I met her in my calculus class, right? And then it was love at first sight, and we were talking, and then it just kind of escalated. It escalated quickly too. And so the reason like I fell off and like I started dating her was because I wasn't even dating her. It was more of a situationship if you think about it.
Was she helping you out with homework?
Was she? No, she was helping me out and everything actually. Like she's smarter than I am.
There you go.
It's like I try hard. Like I get good marks. She gets good marks too. But I'm gonna give her props where it's due, and she's very smart. And she's gonna get very far in life if she keeps on working, you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully she does. I pray for you, and I'm still like praying for you as I speak, right?
The white knight.
The white knight, right? Obviously, everything I said before, I still mean it, but
Yeah.
But you know, I'm still praying for you. I still hope you do really well. Go to med school. But the thing is, the reason I was with her was because I was going through this phase of when you're constantly, relentlessly just working and working and working, and you're getting hate on, and you're working, people are praising you, and people are cheering you on. Your soul, it just starts to dry up, right? It's like it's just hard. And what a good woman does is that they'll build you from the inside. They'll take care of your inside. And every guy who has a girl knows this, and you know this too deeply. You probably do, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and she did, like she built me from the inside. Like she was good to me for the time that we were together, and then after that, you know, whatever happened. I expected what happened to happen because I can kind of see the future. I can, but I could just read patterns, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason I was with her, because I wanted something to keep me stable, you know.
That's good.
But now I have God, so
yeah,
I have God more than ever before. So
awesome, man. You're gonna get your final thoughts. What are your plans for the summer? We'll close it up there and say some last words.
Okay, so you know the funniest thing is, like, it's not even funny. I'll be honest. I just want to say the funniest thing is, but the thing is, I might go to Miami with Shakur.
Yeah.
That's gonna be something nice. We're gonna go to LA, but like my boy called me. He's like, "Yo, LA's not the move anymore."
No.
LA was the move like in the 80s.
Right.
But he's like, "Yo, if you come to Miami, it's better." We're gonna rent a bunch of supercars. You know, obviously work a lot. I'm gonna take a couple courses in the summer for UTSC. I'm just gonna take all my breath requirements, so it's out of the way for next semester. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do. For the summer, for me, I'm just taking everything week by week and challenge by challenge, you know? Build up genetic work. I'm not going to Texas for my life. I don't care about that deal, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like Preston, bro, I'm sorry, man. Like, go talk to someone else, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Honestly, but like if I was
talk to Brad.
Talk to Brad, bro. I swear I know somebody named Brad. I just don't know who he is.
Okay.
And just that name Brad. That's what I know. And whatever, man.
All right.
There's just one girl named Brad.
There's a girl named
UTSC.
Brad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, how's your name Brad? Like, I swear, like it's like fucking.
Sorry,
like,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's like your mom had you, and she thought you were a guy, Because you know, like when women are, you know, when you're born, right? The only way you can tell is through your genitals, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
not anymore. Not anymore.
I don't give a yes anymore, right? So it's like she just wanted a guy so badly that she just gave you a guy name. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. They do those gender reveals, you know, where they pull the balloon and then like someone's upset because they wanted a boy.
Exactly. Like, guys, we got a girl, but on the bright side, her name is Brad. You know what I'm saying? But all love though. Like, Brad is a cool person, you know?
Yeah, shout out to Brad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, but is it good if I leave something for the audience?
Final thoughts? Yeah, plug your stuff. Whatever you want to say, you tell them.
Okay, final thoughts. One thing that I think a lot of people, they don't understand is sometimes you have to make decisions that you don't want to make. And this is the hardest. This is where a lot of people lose. And now I probably sound like David Goggins or Andrew Tate. But the thing is this, it's like when you see a decision that you have to make and it's hard, a lot of the time that's the right decision to make, so make it. And don't hesitate. It's going to hurt anyways, so make it. If you want to get off drugs, get off drugs. It's not going to get easier tomorrow. Drugs are only going to hurt you. You know, that woman that you want to leave, she's going to cheat on you anyways. Leave her first. Be a man about it. Stick to your guns. A lot of people, they've lost that sense of masculinity with them. They've lost that sense of purpose with them. Their balls have been cut off by everyone else. And I love talking about it because
you love talking about cutting off men's balls.
Yeah, because a lot of wives have cut off their husband's balls. And you see that a lot in like mosques and churches and stuff, right? They'll just yell at kids for no apparent reason. No one wants to yell at a kid because kids are innocent and everyone knows that. No one wants to yell at a kid. But the thing is, when you have no authority at home and your wife is telling you to do and your wife is controlling you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where are you going to have that sense of masculinity? You're just going to yell at a kid and take it from him. Got it. You know what I'm saying? That's like my theory. I don't even know if it's true or not.
I hear you. I mean, I think, well, then you have to ask, like, what's the role of, like, disciplining kids and stuff? I'm not exactly sure what situation you're talking about, but I do agree that men have been emasculated, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, man, so for men, grab your balls and just get to work. Grab it tight, bro.
Grab them tight. Grip onto them.
And don't let anybody take it from you. And know that there's always another woman out there for you, man. It's like maybe if you're not getting all the women in the world, you know what I'm saying? You can leave that one woman that's pissing the living dog out of you and you find someone else. You know what I'm saying? You just got to go look for it, man. And
why? Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, go on. You go on.
I was just going to say wise words.
Wise words from a wise man.
There you go.
Soon to be wise man. I'm still young.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Awal, ladies and gentlemen. That's episode 50 of the VoV podcast.
Episode 50.
That's it.
That's respect.
Thank you very much. And
I think it turned off, didn't it?
Yours turned off. If you want to come join me over here, I mean, I only got one seat.
Nah. Honestly, like, okay, it's all
this
good.
Camera's on, but that is a wrap. Great episode. It's good. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. I gotta go.
Appreciate it.
Seminar. It's all good. I spent $60 on this case.
Perfect.
If this doesn't help me, then like,
should be okay. This is
crazy.
Everybody, at Voices of Vic on Instagram. Go follow. Like the interview. It's good stuff.
Genetic work.
What is the at? With an X?
Yeah. There's like 2 X's in there. Okay. So GENX.
You'll see it. You'll see it on the account.
Exactly. Yeah. GENX TICWXRK.
There you go. Follow. And once again, check out the fitness brand. He's got some good stuff going on there. I'll be repping this in the gym.
I appreciate it. That's respect.
Getting some demand. And
yeah. I made a couple sales in the gym.
There you go, man.
I did.
Respect.
Anyways, man, so that's that.
We will see you next Sunday.